This is Halloween.
Yusuf, what's that behind you?
The Sigma?
Holy cow. It's so dark I can't see anything. What is that?
Is it... Do you see it too?
I see
Is it our first episode of
Oh my gosh.
the new Halloween exploration series?
It's the first episode of our new Halloween exploration series. Welcome, Yofif Insurance viewers, to episode 1 of the Feta-Zeta Male podcast, hosted by myself along with our good friend Yusuf. Say hi.
Hi. Were you expecting a hello?
I was
From,
expecting a hello. I was expecting a hello. I mean, there's just so many people behind you. I mean, so
know.
many people behind you, none of them know that you're schizophrenic. Can you believe that?
Exactly. So many people behind me and none of them know that I'm gay.
No, they know that.
So anyway.
It's obvious.
I know. I'll try to keep things on topic. Did you hear of the thing that recently happened?
No, I've not heard of it.
Recently...
That's very specific, though, I must say.
happened with Michael Phillips.
Like the swimmer.
That's Michael Phelps. Isn't
Oh. You might have to give me some context here, who Michael Phillips is.
Okay. Michael Phillips is the guy who designed the Phillips head screw.
The Phillips head screw. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's my favorite kind of screw.
Now, recently what he started doing is he started releasing a Halloween candy flavor. And inside this Halloween candy, what it is it's just a Snickers bar. But inside of it, guess what there is? There's Phillips head screws.
How big is a Phillips head screw?
What, like 50 caliber?
50 caliber
so-
screw.
That's what they measure them in, right?
Sure.
I don't know, and recently, in my area, things have been spiking up when it comes to drug use. Because of this.
Because of the Michael Phelps. Phillips?
Michael Phillips.
Phillips. Yeah, Michael Phillips.
I'd like to know, what are your thoughts on this? Can you believe this?
Well, I want to know what happened to the good old American values of putting razor blades in candy. I mean, I don't get what's up with all these people putting Michael Phillips screwdrivers? Screws? What did you say they were?
Whatever it is. It's the new liberal agenda.
The woke liberal agenda. They probably make them with soy milk and skim milk byproduct too.
So,
They're
No.
putting soy milk screws in our children's Snickers candy.
if we want to talk about horror, I have to be honest, the most terrifying thing to me nowadays is the production of soy sauce.
Soy sauce.
Okay. Soy sauce,
Aren't
what
you
it is
Asian? Aren't you Asian?
no. I'm British.
Oh, you're British.
So, soy sauce, right? What it is from the name you would assume that it's made from the soybean, but soybeans aren't particularly salty.
No, they aren't. I've
Not
never
that
had a
I've-
soybean, but
Me neither.
I wouldn't imagine they're salty. I mean, they're a bean.
Exactly. So why is the soy sauce so salty?
Well, because it's made with the sweat of hard-working Asians.
Sort of hard-working Asians.
Working hard. Hard while working.
This year, yeah.
Yeah.
Cooper, this year, what are you gonna be for Halloween?
This year for Halloween, I'm gonna be at the door passing out candy, if you know what I mean.
At the Gaza tour.
The Gaza tour, whatever that means. At the Paris
Yeah.
Olympics. Speaking of the Paris Olympics, did you hear what Emmanuel Macron went out on the record and said?
No. Oh
So-
my God! Can you hear the plane overhead?
No, is it going for the towers?
No, it's
Then
coming
it's
from.
then it's no concern. But anyways, so the president of France, Emmanuel Macron, he was talking
know.
about he was talking about the opening ceremony for the Olympics. And he says, we actually have 3 plans. We're gonna first hold it, I think he said like at the Eiffel Tower or something, and he's like, and if something goes wrong there, we're gonna move it to this other place. and they're like, if something goes wrong there. So when he says like something wrong, I'm thinking like a bomb threat or an active shooter. He's like, so we're gonna start at the Eiffel Tower. If something goes wrong there, we're moving it to spot 2, which he states by name. And then he says, if something goes wrong there, we have a final option, which is to move it to this giant stadium, and that'll be the
It's
third
kind of like,
plan. But I don't know why he'd go out and just say all that publicly, because now everybody knows where to hit systematically.
well, but not even that. It kind of sounds like as a kid. Remember when you used to plan for where you were gonna hit as a kid? You'd be like, this is plan A, this is spot B, and this is spot C. That's
Mm,
kind of what he's doing there.
yeah, exactly like that, actually. I think that's very insightful.
But what I think he's doing is he might have a plan D, is the thing.
A big, a big D.
A big D that nobody is gonna see coming. But when it comes, we're all gonna be
It's
shocked.
gonna come hard and fast, and nobody would have seen it coming. That was his whole thing, I guess.
I
Lentement, mais
see.
sciemment.
The walls have ears.
Yeah, I agree.
So Cooper,
So you
tell me
said
a little about you.
a little
Tell me a
about
little bit
me.
about you.
I
Yeah.
guess this is the
What?
first kind
How does
of
Halloween?
continue.
Like, how does Halloween relate to you? What makes it special for you?
So Halloween for me has always been a bit of a reminder about my own mortality and my own
Really?
weaknesses and flaws as a human. So from the young age of younger than I am now, I found out that I had a allergy that really took a lot out of my childhood. I found out that I was allergic to food coloring, and it really demotivated me from Halloween because if I were to put like a bunch of paint on my skin, it would actually seep into my blood, and the dye in that would make me sick. And then if I were to eat the candy at Halloween, it would seep into my throat because I would eat it through my mouth. Most of the time, I'm a functional addict, so I don't put the candy through my anal. But most of the time, when I eat the candy, I would get sick. I one time ate a single jelly bean and got sick for an entire day, I remember. And I remember one time I used hand sanitizer at school, and I also got sick because it had food coloring in it, blue and yellow. I was traumatized to say the least, but it really kind of ruined the whole holiday for me. And it just serves as a reminder to me that I am not as invincible as I feel like I am. And that's why I stand at the door and instead hand out the candy, because I've never been a fan of dressing up either. I don't feel the need to hide behind a mask, even if just for one night.
So it adds a whole new aspect of horror when it comes to Halloween for you. Like there's people who play the game Bendy and the Ink Machine, and here you are living it.
Yeah, in this case, the ink is like food dye, and Bendy is me, myself, and I. But I see what you're getting at. But Yusuf, what does Halloween mean for yourself? What's Halloween like in your home country, if you have it over there?
I'm just not going to talk about that because I want to add more to your case.
Okay, let's hear it.
Let's cut this part. But before we move on, I want to add to that Bendy metaphor. Did you hear recently that Bendy and the Dark Revival released in 2025?
Oh, released in 2025? How
Mm-hmm.
you really think it'll take me that long to edit this video and post it? I'll get to it on time, I promise.
Let's not edit that part out. Keep our fears on the
We
topic.
aren't editing anything out. This is an unedited podcast.
Now, what I think is in Bendy and the Dark Revival when it released in just this June in 2025, right?
Yeah,
The
as everyone
the
knows.
has a real nose. The main protagonist, what he had is his name was like Joey Drew or something like that. And at the end of the game, right, what comes up is this scene where this other guy, right, this janitor who now works for the new Joey Drew Studios, he takes the main protagonist and he shows the main protagonist his labyrinth and his plan, all right?
His
Now, what is
labyrinth.
plan?
His labyrinth?
Like the one with the Minotaur.
Oh, you mean a maze?
No, it wasn't a maze. It was a lab.
I've played the Minecraft Greek Mythology Mashup Pack by Minecraft on Bedrock Edition, and I know that it's a maze because I could never find my way out of there. And
I would
also,
hope
it
so.
was a maze.
But the main point is that he showed the main character this like lab, right? And in this lab, he had this experimental color fluid. Here, I'll actually put up a picture of it on the screen, and it contrasted greatly from the aesthetic that the Bendy franchise was going for, this black and white aesthetic. And what he did with this like color, and I don't know how he got color into this place, but how he did with this color is right. His plan was to take this color, infuse a soul into it. His plan was to infuse the main protagonist's soul, and then create a monster so powerful with color that it could rival the Ink Demon.
And that's how Rainbow Friends came about and Garden of Banban.
That is exactly how Rainbow Friends came out. Garden of Banban, I think, was inspired by Fortnite.
Oh,
No, it was inspired by Among Us, wasn't it?
I don't
In that
know.
Twitter post. No, it was inspired by Among Us. But what it comes to do is it shows me how in a world of black and white, just a little color can make you sick for a day.
Exactly like that. Exactly like how Halloween can make me sick for as long as I can think.
Mm-hmm. About a day.
So, anyways, what does Halloween mean to you?
Cooper, if you ask me what Halloween means to me, I don't think I started celebrating Halloween until I came to the United States.
Really? You
Really?
guys don't have it over in the other country of your birth?
Halloween is just trying Dubai.
Sure, Dubai.
Halloween over there is every day trying not to get shot up.
Oh, yeah.
Now, when I came to the United States, it shocked me, okay?
It shot
Because
you.
yeah, I had just come out of elementary school, yeah. And my parents told me there was this Halloween thing that Americans do where you dress up and go get candy.
So they did their research.
Yeah, as we're doing here. And
Yeah.
they told me that I had to dress up to get the candy, right? And I just happened to come out of a Captain Underpants convention
Oh, yeah. Did you wear
at my school.
your best tidy whities?
Not only that, but I didn't actually. I wore a jacket on top of the tidy whities, so you couldn't tell. But I was wearing a Captain Underpants.
You get in those
Holy,
ghosts.
whoa! I was wearing this Captain Underpants cape. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Tra la
it
la
was
and
red, red and spotted, just like in the movies and books. Yeah,
yeah.
and it honestly it made such a difference for me because then every time someone at the door would ask me, "What are you dressed up as?" I didn't have to tell them an alien. I could tell them I was Captain Underpants and show them my cape, and then they would give me candy.
Oh, yeah. Is that how you learned about
But
the Phillips head screwdrivers?
no, those are really recent.
Oh.
I think they started just before this, the release date
Let me
ending.
guess. Those ones started in 2026.
Yeah, just this past January.
Yeah.
Now, if you ask me, like, what do you think makes Halloween scary for you? Besides the color, of course. Like,
The color.
what about Halloween gives you the horror aesthetic?
You know, that's a great question. And to answer that, I'm going to need to spook you a little bit real quick. You see, I turned the lights a scary
Red.
color
Yeah,
because
no, I was
red's
red.
like know so people know it means danger, and it's like buttons and
The red button.
yeah. Well, what scares me the most is how much money at Halloween is being left on the table every year.
Before
I
we move on
was
from that, do we
before we
want to
move
talk
on from
about?
that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do we want to talk about how Elon Musk's skin is red?
is it?
Yeah.
From
Or at least his
Mars?
sunskin. No, I think what he's doing is like a Helios impression. Well, anyways, what were you saying?
About Halloween?
Yeah,
I thought we moved on from that.
no. What
I
were you
want to
just about
ask
to say?
you, do you know your history, your Halloween history?
Where it started in Germany, in Hamburg, Germany, when sailors wanted
That's.
to,
I don't think
when
that's where it
sailors, wa-
started.
no, I think it is where sailors wanted a
I don't think
steak,
it is. They wanted a steak. Do you know the
but it was,
history? Do you know the history of the jack-o'-lantern?
I think it started up in Minecraft, wasn't it?
No, no. Minecraft started up in 2011. Everyone knows Halloween started in 2012. It clearly could not have been inspired by that.
Mm.
Use
So
your
what
brain.
do you think inspired the jack-o'-lantern?
Well, I want you to guess. Hold up, I'm gonna mute my microphone real quick. I want you to keep talking though. Bless you.
Why? Okay,
Because I don't want to talk over you on accident.
okay. So
Hey
if you had to
Google,
ask,
how did jack-o'-lanterns come around?
so if you had to ask me where I think jack-o'-lantern started about was probably, I think people saw the idea of like pumpkin pie and they thought, wow, what if we did that but like in an instant way? So they made the jack-o'-lantern. So they put a candle inside of a pumpkin that would automatically make pumpkin pie, and they accidentally ended up making this really cool jack-o'-lantern thing. And then they probably got like killed by the FBI or something. I don't know.
Well, actually, in the United Kingdom, they don't have the FBI.
CIA.
They have the HPV, which stands for Human Pavilion Virus.
You
But
sure it's not
anyways,
like
you're actually wrong. So jack-o'-lanterns started out in Ireland and Scotland, which is actually the United Kingdom, and people began to make their own versions of jack-o'-lantern.
Jack inside of a
Okay,
lantern?
this is this. They're calling it Jack's lanterns in this, but they did it by carving scary faces into turnips and placing them in windows near doors to scare away Stingy Jack, and other wandering evil spirits. Stingy Jack? Have you ever had a Stingy Jack encounter? That ass, bro. You ever seen him?
Stingy Jack?
Stingy Jack.
I might be seeing him soon.
I can see that. There's a
You know, I would
mysterious,
be.
like, there's a mysterious purple thing in your garden. It looks like an epic item is back there or something.
I think they call. No, that's not epic. I'm pretty sure that's legendary, right?
Isn't legendary yellow?
Yeah. So what's purple? No purple?
Epic.
It might. Okay, there's uncommon, common,
I think common
rare.
comes before uncommon.
Sure, it might be epic.
I think it's epic. Or it's a 4-star.
I don't know, something like
It might be Stingy Jack.
that. Well, you know, the other day I think you're not to blame on this Jack case either, because the other day I heard you talking crap about Jack.
Oh, really? Stingy Jack
Mm,
or normal Jack that we both know?
I don't know. I think that just talking crap about the Jack name in general brings Stingy Jack about. Because I heard you the other day. You were walking around and you were like, "What the Jack is going on?"
Oh, it was
And I
I.
think it's over. I think it's over for you.
I think that was a doppelganger, and I think it was Stingy Jack and puppeting somebody else's body trying to trick you.
It might just be. I might like to get some turnips.
And carve
On that
scary
topic,
faces into them to ward off Stingy Jack and other wandering spirits. Because this is
another.
Halloween time on this fateful Friday, May 10th.
Mm-hmm. You should. You want to specify the year? Friday, May 10th, 2027.
20, 27.
Now,
Yo, it's behind you. You're looking the wrong way.
shut up. I hate this, bro. This has actually been the worst decision I made. Is that Stingy Jack? I can't see crap.
Maybe if you didn't have a... Oh yeah, I forgot my lights were still red and scary. Do you have like a... Are you going back
Raccoon
in?
infestation?
Are you too
Maybe.
scared? Got an Army National Guard t-shirt on? And you're scared of a Stingy Jack? The National Guard has your back, dude.
No, I think it's a raccoon. I'm not gonna risk a raccoon.
You could take a raccoon, plus it'd be good for the content. Do it for the Vine.
No, I'm good.
Oh, watch out, you almost hit that fan.
There's no fan.
Turn that camera around right now. Face it upwards for me. Oh, what's that?
Ceiling fan.
Oh, my bad. I should have known. Hey,
Might be a sign of Stingy Jack.
no, it's a ceiling fan. With American flags on it.
So the other day I was also just hanging around, right?
Yeah,
And I saw this video and it intrigued my idea of where this Halloween thing came to be, right?
of course.
It was this group of three. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
There was a fourth one in there, but she couldn't make it. She was sick.
As
So I
you
think
are.
they were in. Mm-hmm. I'm not sick. But I'm pretty sure they were in Virginia, right?
Mm-hmm.
And while they were over there, cue scary sound .mp3.
I don't have that one queued up right now, sorry, man.
Alright.
Wait till
Here,
next Halloween.
Okay.
Here, I'll make one. Ooh.
No, it has to be like a bit more high pitched.
Ooh.
Now, what ended up happening was they were actually going to find the goat man.
The Goat Man?
Yeah. The goat
The
man.
greatest of all time? Man.
No. That's LeBron's Jade.
You
I
are
think the
my
goat man.
sunshine, my only sunshine. You
You
make
make
me
me
happy
happy
when
when
skies
skies
are gray.
You're horrible at singing it.
You'll never know, dear, how much I
How
love
I
you.
love you.
Please don't take my sunshine away. I don't know if he lost battery or if he left because of the singing or outside factors. But that was definitely scary. I think he may have been taken by Stingy Jack. Not even lying to you right now. That dude was stingy. AF. I didn't like him from the beginning. Let me tell you. I gotta message this fool. I'll wait a few minutes. If Yusuf doesn't join back within 3 minutes, then I'm calling the police because Stingy Jack got him. And I will. I have their number pulled up right now. I just won't prove it. Okay, I guess he's all good then. Nothing bad happened. Stingy Jack did not take his soul while he was gone.
Stingy Jack got to me.
Do you need me to call someone?
Here,
I was just telling the listeners that I was gonna call the police because Stingy Jack got you. in 3 minutes if you didn't join back. So
Hold on. Let's push for 7 plus. Let's push for 27 more minutes to hit that 1 hour mark.
I'm not sure I have enough space on my computer, but give it your best shot. How long have we been going?
Well, we've been going for 23.
Let's try to make the 40-minute mark.
I think 1 hour. We have to hit an hour. But we'll see what we get. We'll
That's
see
gonna
what
be
we
for
do.
the 1 hour special.
Leave it for next Halloween.
The viewers aren't going to listen for that long on episode 1. We have to ease them into it. Then eventually we'll bump it up to 12 hours. And
Do it as and lose our life.
sure.
So, do you remember what I was talking about? I want to make sure you're caught up.
LeBron James and the Goat Man.
Yeah, now, what these people cue scary sound to .mp3. Now, what these guys did right is here. Wait, I have a bunch of scary sounds.
Oh, you do know.
I do here.
Try to look in your glasses.
Oh,
Those
my
were scary. Holy.
here, let me. Now, what these people did right, you can hear the music, right?
Oh, I can hear it. No, I'm lying to you.
Okay, I'll make it so you can hear it.
I can hear it. I hear it.
Hold up, give me a second.
I hear it.
Just give me a second, please.
Just one.
Okay, so what these guys did right is they went to the bridge where the goat man lives. Now, what this guy is, right, is they detail his history. He was a man, right? A slave back in the day.
I thought it was a
I
goat.
believe. You'll be shocked. Here, wait. We gotta hit another scary sound. After you said that he was a goat. Now, he was a goat. Here's why. Now, this man, right, I'm pretty sure he was a slave, okay?
Yeah, pretty
And-
sure. As if you weren't his owner.
Now, let's hope not to incur the wrath of the gods, but the Ku Klux Klan showed up. And what they did is they burnt down his house with his family in it. And so and then they forced him to hang himself.
With, like, sausage links.
Now, what this ended up doing, right, is he decided that he was gonna fight back, okay?
After he
So-
hung himself.
After they forced him to hang himself.
Wow, it was a little too late, wasn't it, though?
He came back as a goat man, right?
Oh.
So he came back as a goat man, and he decided that now, forever, there was a bridge leading to his house.
He just
So he
decided
said-
that. I've decided that there's a bridge leading to my house.
Well, he
Oh.
built the bridge after they killed him, right?
With his little,
Now-
like, hooves. Knock on wood.
And he saw the bridge, and he said, "I'm gonna cover this bridge for the rest of my life."
The rest of his life that ended already.
Now, what he ended up doing is he actually walked down the stairs to the bottom of the bridge.
Because,
And that's
like all
where he's-
stairs, like all bridges have.
Yeah. And now, it is said that if you take a really good amplifying device, like the one you made the other day,
The one that made stuff quieter.
exactly.
Yeah.
if you take something like that, then he's gonna come. Now, what these guys did, right, is they used this little amplifying device, and the Goat Man, he told them to go to Kanye West concert.
And what did he sing at the concert?
He sang "Don't Stop Believing."
By by Queen. Hold up, who's
That's
saying
what he
that?
made.
Don't stop.
Exactly.
Hold up. I don't think Queen made that.
Someone made Justin Bieber probably.
It was probably honestly like, oh, it's by Journey apparently.
Never heard of him. Or them, I don't know.
I think it's multiple people.
Yeah, that's why I said
But
that.
then again, maybe it would be Journeys.
Like the game.
No, like the band.
Oh, okay.
The one that's saying "Don't Stop Believing."
Mm-hmm.
If you know that song.
Yeah,
I
Kanye
believe Kanye sang it. Yeah.
Yeah. But I'd like to hear if you've heard anything like this.
I mean, there's something about the Goat Man. Are you? I know you aren't a big fan of Moist Critical, Penguin Zero, Charles White,
I'm
as you
not
might know him.
particularly. I'm not a fan of him. I just don't. I'm not a. You don't see me at his streams often.
Yeah, where he gives out the money.
Does he?
He does. He does. Just not to me, no matter how many times I ask. But basically, he made this video about these people, right? So there was this man who was like a goat man, okay? And he haunted this bridge. And these people. Are you watching our old podcast right during our podcast?
How did you recognize it?
I edited that.
Okay,
I
doesn't
made
matter.
that
Keep,
podcast.
keep talking. Doesn't matter.
Okay. So, anyways, there was this goat man, right? And he haunted this bridge. And these people go to a bridge with this sound device, and they seek him out. He like throws them around and stuff, just like they're seeds from a dandelion in the wind. If you would, it was like
Yeah.
it was really spooky. Hey, speaking of which, do you have any like scary Halloween stories?
I actually do. But are you sure you want me to talk more? I think I've been yapping.
How about you ask me if I have any scary Halloween stories?
So, one of my greatest Halloween stories of all time that I like to tell
Yeah.
at every campfire, right, is one time, right, there was this little kid who had a 6-letter name and a 6-inch pecker, like a bird.
Like a Johnson.
Is that a bird?
I don't know.
So, anyways, this kid, right, he was in a Yeti.
Like a freezer. A Yeti freezer. Or like one
No,
of the
the thing that
thermoses.
The things we learned about and designed the domes.
Like a Yeti. Like this.
No, the domes, the dome houses.
The dome houses. You mean a yurt?
He was in a yurt, okay? And what this kid did in the yurt, right? It was just before sleep time.
Bedtime. Is what we
Sleep
call it
time.
in the States.
And what he realized was happening.
You almost got caught lacking by Twisted
Yes.
Jack there.
At the
They're smart flipping them that way because then people can't look through the cracks at you. If only there wasn't
How did you-
another pair of blinds right there that somebody could look through. Maybe Crooked Jack.
So, anyways, I don't remember my last statement. Do
Yeah,
you?
there's a kid getting ready for sleep
Yeah.
time in his Yeti.
Now, inside his yurt, he was also betting with he was betting with 12 other people, and one of them was a manager of sorts.
It was like a pedophile of sorts. He claimed
Now,
to be a rapper, but he was actually a raper.
like as in the type of rapper that you see in a Snicker bar.
That you see in like a Chris
Phillips has.
Hansen To Catch a Predator show episode.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, what this kid did, right, is just before sleep time, they were throwing a box around, playing a game. I don't remember what the name of the game was. It wasn't hot potato. It was more like hot single moms in your area.
Oh yeah. Do they want to meet them? The box is kind of like a symbol. It's symbolic of the hot single women in my area being delivered right to my door.
Exactly. Now, what this kid did is, unfortunately, when the what's his name? When the manager stopped edging, if you're holding the
The
box,
manager of the yurt, who was
when
overseeing the box throwing game, call the hot moms in your area before sleep time.
inside the so when he stopped edging, you did not want to be holding the box, because then you lose. Okay.
Yeah. You better put down that box right now, little boy. I'm about to stop edging.
Right? And this kid, right? He failed, so he decided he would just go to bed. Right?
Yeah.
In his little Star Wars blanket.
Yeah.
Now this kid, right? He went to bed in a memory foam bed. He was on the top. He was on a top bunk.
Yeah.
What's happening right is this kid. He had a dream about the
Oh, so he's
housing.
also Martin Luther King now, is he?
About this Yeti game. And after he had the dream about the Yeti game, he pissed in his sleep.
It's a canon event.
So the guy in the lower bunk,
So it fell into the crotch of the guy in the lower bunk and he thought he wet himself.
no, actually, because they were sleeping opposite. So what ended up happening is, the guy on the top bunk was sleeping head on the left side, feet on the right side, and the other guy was sleeping head on the right side, feet on the left side.
Mm-hmm.
So the guy on the bottom bunk, he got a little bit of a shower situation.
He got waterboarded. Was
Yeah,
the kid Chinese, perchance?
which one?
The one who wet the bed.
It doesn't specify in the story.
I was gonna say it was kind of like a Chinese waterboarding situation, if he was.
Well, it wasn't really that. It was more like opening the floodgates to a dam. Like it was a
Oh.
shower. Like it was a proper shower, okay?
Is this like
Like he
a
woke up.
like a we need to build Noah's Ark kind of thing, or like a, you know?
Kind of like he woke up fresh type of sense. Like there was so much piss that he woke up fresh. Like he woke up feeling clean.
He woke up feeling cleaner.
Yeah,
Is
exactly.
that how the salt got in the soy milk? I mean, not the soy milk, the soy sauce.
I don't know. But the main point is, right, this kid, he wakes up and realizes he's pissed himself, but on his head. And he He goes out, right? And it just so happens that the manager is still up with his pants down. He said he was taking a piss in the yurt. And
Yeah.
the manager gave him the flashlight, the big old flashlight. The ones, they're really
12,000
big.
lumens. Kind of like
Exactly.
this yeah.
It was, I don't know, it was just really, it was bright enough to like melt the like moon. Anyways, he took this flashlight outside
To
to get
melt
to
the
the
moon, you
showers.
said? Sorry. You said it was bright enough to melt the moon. I've got something like that. It's my big flashlight. Oh, it's in video mode.
NVIDIA.
This one you actually want to pose for. You look stunning. Oh, too late.
I can't see it. Thank you.
Of course.
Now, this kid, right? The shower is about a mile away from his yurt, just like the Hossingham moms.
Yeah.
So he grabs his stuff and he starts walking around. But he realizes that he forgot his turnip.
Oh, because he
Right.
needs to ward off, like, Sleepy Jack.
He went from twisted to, I think you said crooked, and now he's sleepy. To ward off Sleepy Jack, right?
Yeah.
Then in the middle of the night, he hears this bear growling noise, and you know what it says to him?
I am Crooked Jack.
It says that, and then it lowers its voice even further and says, "Oh, the grapes." Right?
I like steak. Just like
I
that.
said grape.
I heard
just
what
like
you
that.
said, yeah.
Now, Crooked Jack, he starts running for his life, right?
Yeah. As you would.
To get to the showers, right?
So
And
fast that he almost dropped his turnip, almost even.
well, I don't know if he carries the turnip. He probably carries a lantern. I don't know.
It's seeming a little inconsistent here.
How?
Didn't you say he grabbed his turnip?
No.
Oh, okay.
Twisted Jack carries a lantern, dumbass.
No, I'm talking about the kid.
What? I don't know what happened to him. That's the story. Just it switches sides.
Oh,
But
my bad.
again, Crooked Jack is running for his life right now. You know, full beaming it. I don't know how fast alligators can go. It's like 20 miles per hour, right? And he's just full beaming it at 20 miles per hour.
So you could outrun an alligator.
Yeah,
What about a crocodile?
exactly.
You gotta prepare
Now-
for everything.
Exactly. Except for a dragon Komodo. A Komodo dragon.
I've had a fight with a Komodo dragon before.
Go pretty fast. But again, right? The moral of this story is I think they handed out ice cream the day after. And that Crooked
Good
Jack here
things
was
come to those who wait.
no.
To those who
But
wet.
it's the opposite.
To those who
It's
wet.
It's probably the opposite for him. Well, the thing is that the day after, they were serving ice cream. And Crooked Jack here, they were selling vanilla ice cream and he asked if they did any chocolate. They said, "You pick what you get and you don't throw a fit." That's the moral of the story.
That was cold. That was crooked.
I know.
Cold as Jack Frost.
Almost as cold as
Oh.
my heart is cold.
Cold.
His moves are bold.
Bold.
Anyways, Cooper, do you have any stories in Halloween? of 2029.
Scary Halloween stories. Boy, do I have some. It's too traumatizing. I can't go into it right now. One
Really, there's no
time,
way.
one time these kids came up to my door. So I was in my living room, and I
Hold up,
was
wait, do you want me to set the mood?
yeah.
Okay.
I'll set the mood as well. Ooh, I can't switch tabs without going back to OBS. But here,
I've gone to OBS so many times in my recording.
I haven't. I've stayed loyal to just one. That is the Accord, the Artemis Accords, which says I won't send weapons into space. But anyways, now that I got the TikTok Riz party lights on, let me tell you my story. So I was in my living room, and this was last Halloween, and I was playing Lego Star Wars Saga on the TV. I had the HDMI plugged in, and it was going great. And it was even playing sound out of the TV too, might I say. And for some reason, you can't pause the cutscenes in the game. And every time I'd get to a cutscene, people would walk up to the door, and I had the sound like blaring. I couldn't turn the sound on for some reason, so there'd just be like gunshot noises coming from inside the house nonstop and explosions as the kids walked up. And they'd keep ringing the doorbell, and they're like, trick or treat. And I was like, oh god, this would be a great day to have the bomb on my doorstep. Just like that. It was just like that. But one time, right? And there's all these anthropomorphic animals walking around. And I'd just like to say, I have nothing against anthropomorphic animals. However, I feel that the liberal agenda is pushing people to become animals. And I think that the soy milk, which we all know is filled with high concentrations of estrogen, is making people not only more feminine, but more anthropomorphic. So these two little kids walk up to my door, and they're dressed up as these little dogs, right? And I'm staring at them, and I'm thinking, man, that one looks like a football. I bet I could kick that thing to the neighbor's fence. But the mom's like, oh, hi, can we get some candy? I'm like,
Ohio?
I'm like,
10.
I'm looking, and these kids are dressed up as these little animals, right? And I think they're dogs or something. I think one of them might have been a cat. But they were just standing there, and they kind of stared up at me. And I stared down at them, and I was dressed as Boris Johnson. I was wearing full suit. I looked ready for business. And these kids, they were like staring at me, and they didn't say anything. I was waiting for them to say trick or treat, so I could say trick and kick them, because I really, really was thinking about this football thing. But they just didn't say it. And I was like, oh, what are you guys dressed up as? And they just said, so I'm not sure if it wasn't their first language or something, but they might have only spoken dog or cat or whatever the language was.
Frog.
But the mom was
Ribbit.
like, oh, they're dressed up as characters from Bluey. And I went, and I was like, oh yeah, Bluey. You mean that edgy show for teenagers? and she was like, oh, but they love it. It's a kids show. What are you talking about? I said, no, that show actually features a lot of violence and dark themes that are not meant for kids of their age, and it's for mature audiences. And then she was like, no, you're misunderstanding. They have developmental issues from drinking too much soy milk. They're actually 24 and 18, and they just look like they're kids. I said, oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't realize. I'm actually a big Bluey fan myself, and I know that some of the episodes get a little touchy on some subjects. I was just a little concerned that you'd expose your kids to that as I thought they were so young, but I clearly have a lot of self-educating to do, and I apologize. And she said, yeah, just give me the candy. And here's the funny part. Okay, try not to laugh when I say this. I got them 2 Twixes and some. What's it called?
Phillips.
Snickers.
Screws.
No, that was 2026. This was 2024.
Okay.
So I got them 2 Twixes and 2 Snickers. So the first thing I did was I asked, I noted in my head mentally that they were both holding their little gremlin pots or whatever you call them with their right hands, and I pieced together that they must be right-handed. So I gave them 2 left Twixes, knowing that they wouldn't be able to eat them.
Wow.
And then not
You're
only that,
devious.
oh yeah, well, I was like,
You devious. You
oh
devious.
yeah, and then I also gave them the 2 Snickers, alright? And these weren't normal Snickers because on the packaging they said S and N respectively. And and because they were like the square ones, right?
Yeah.
Most people expect to find razor blades in their long Snickers. And they expect their gums to be cut up, and they know that by the end of the night they're going to be on the floor bleeding. However, knowing that they had the developmental impairment, as well as the fact that nobody expects yeah, exactly like that, and maybe even a meow meow, if I will. I couldn't tell. It was like a blue dog and some kind of orange freak show next to him. But so knowing that there's no like you can't fit a razor blade in a square S and N, you know? So you want to know what I did?
What?
I pulled a trick. Here, let me whisper this in your ear so nobody will hear it. I pulled one of the oldest tricks in the book that usually comes around at the holidays, like the merry season with the ho ho ho. I put a rock in them like it was a snowball. I put a rock in the S and the N. And I gave it to the kids from Bluey. Oh well, there was gunfire and explosions inside my house.
Sorry, we're doing a Nerf battle.
And then she was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, but they can only eat foods that were made with soy milk. Does this have normal milk in it?" I said, "No, ma'am, it should be fine. Thank you for asking." And that was the end of that. But I also saw some people who I used to go to school with who left, and they're like, "Do you still go to that school?" And I said, "Yeah." And they're like, "Oh, I feel bad for you." I was like, "Okay, take your candy and leave." Oh, well, there's gunfire and explosions coming from inside. And then I think I misgendered somebody on accident. Which, next year, I'll remember that for sure.
Can you DM Noah and tell him to not hop off?
Do we want to just end it here?
No.
I think I'm running
feel
out of
like
recording space.
we can bump out a little more.
Are you sure?
We'll have to see.
I think it'd be good, because if it stops prematurely, the recording, it's not going to save it.
We already have an hour. We gotta keep going.
Actually,
Because 20 plus 20 is 40. Oh, we only have 15 minutes. We gotta keep going.
I think we should end
Just-
up here.
I think we could pump off 10 more.
Pump off 10 more.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, move your head aside real quick. Oh yeah, Crooked Jack is definitely looking through that peephole. I don't know what
I
you're
know.
on about.
That people terrifies me.
Anyone home?
It's like that game the other day. I heard about it. Have you heard about it? It's called
Again,
Look.
very specific. Thank you for the specificity, but no, I haven't.
The game with Larry.
It's called Half-Life. It just released. I found this new game that most people haven't heard of. It's called Half-Life. It's only
No,
$10.
what this game is it's called Looky Larry. Okay. And what this game is about, it's about kind of the same thing, right? What this guy Larry is, right, is he's walking around town, okay?
Taking a
And
stroll, lolling
exactly.
about.
And what you are is you're a detective. You're a person who looks for Larry, okay? And you find Larry, a few times, and it's all happy, fun, go. And it's like, oh, hi, Larry. He's like, oh, you found me, right? Eventually, it starts to get a little bit more sinister, right? You notice you're not the only looky Larry in town, right? You start to notice other people on roofs also looking for Larry. And now, every time you find Larry, he just asks you to leave him alone, right?
Hmm.
Now, where this comes to is you and Larry are now facing off on a roof.
So it's just like that one Captain Underpants comic.
Exactly. Why are you doing that?
I'm covering my mouth when I eat because I'm polite.
Well, anyway, how do you cover your mouth while you're eating ass? But anyways,
Well, usually it's already covered when I'm performing that task.
anyways, Larry, right? What it comes to is you and Larry are at the top of a building. Larry has a knife and you have a 50 caliber sniper. Okay,
With Phillips heads in it.
with Phillips head screws in it. They're just the most effective. And what ends up happening is you shoot Larry, but out of Larry,
Oh, he screwed it.
no, not yet, because out of Larry comes out Bluey. And Bluey's holding a bottle of soy sauce, right?
I'm the one who put the salt in it. Then he jumps off the roof.
He's convinced that he's holding soy milk, and he's like, milk makes my bones stronger. And he jumps off while he's drinking the milk, right? Thinking that he can MLG it or something.
Yeah.
Little did he know he can't, and he plummets to his death. But not before he steals the skin of a fellow officer.
A fellow officer, you said?
A fellow officer.
But I'm an officer of the law.
Let me have your skin. Your one skin, two skin, three skin.
Skin 4.
Ready to go.
You tell me.
Well, actually, it does bring me to another. What did we call him? Phillips.
Give me 1 second. We still have recording space.
How much?
Enough.
Cooper, I'd like to hear. You played any games that emphasize or have helped you think about this epidemic that's going on?
The epidemic. Can you be more specific? Again.
Yeah, the one that's happening now in 2030.
Because it's 2030 right now. You mean the epidemic of everybody, like, using normal toilets instead of skibbity toilets?
And the thing about where people say acoustic.
Oh. I think we'll have to save this for the episode where we have a certain orange-haired friend with us.
I know. It's just sad and we have to go through it to help protect our world from these acts of violence.
Acts of violence?
against Bluey Media.
Oh, I'd like to clarify that all my comments about uh, people being developmentally challenged in this podcast today are purely satirical, and also all my stories are completely real. Not only that, but they did happen to me. Although some details may be slightly exaggerated and may be played up for the sake of storytelling. And also, I'm a very accepting, trustworthy, and sincere person who's very kind to and accommodating for people of all walks of life, unless you're British, and in that case, go back to where you came from.
Exactly.
But only if you've lived there for long enough. It doesn't count if you got out of there before it got bad.
Before the infection got to you. But anyways,
Yeah.
no, do tell me
If you
if
don't
you've seen
have
any
the
games.
accent, it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do tell me if you've seen any games where they talk about the white plague.
The White Plague.
Yeah, the woke plague.
Oh, you mean the liberal agenda?
Mm-hmm.
No,
That's what they're calling it nowadays.
no, I haven't.
Really?
Yes.
See, that actually brings me back to a game, right? And in this game, what you are is you applied for a job as a lighthouse man.
A
You're
lighthouse
the guy.
man.
Yeah. You're the guy who keeps the lighthouse up and running
No, yeah, I know, I know. I used to be a
boats.
lighthouse man in my past life.
Well, you want to let me finish my freaking sentence, man.
I feel like we're just finishing each other's sentences.
You know, that
You know,
actually
that
brings
actually
me back.
brings me back.
One time I
One
saw this
time I
show,
saw
right?
this show, right?
One of the
Why are you
biggest
repeating
morals
everything I'm
I've
saying?
one of the biggest morals I've ever heard is that when a person has like a big enough like capacity for mewing and they're matched with the other person, they're able to just like trade thoughts through texting.
Through texting.
Through text.
Nah.
You ever
How are
thought
you
about how that
sitting?
works?
How are you sitting?
Me? Well, I'm actually sitting. If you look, my toes are right here.
I can't see. I bet Crooked Jack can see it though.
With that people.
Yeah. He's like, oh,
But
look
anyways,
at those curling toes. Those
shut
ingrown
up.
toenails. This little piggy went to the market. This little piggy went to the doctor because he was ingrown. You know, the classic.
You know, that does remind me of a game. Right?
Doesn't
And in this
everything
game, what?
doesn't everything remind you of a game?
No, not particularly. But in this game, your grandma, she got really sick.
Ooh.
You don't particularly like your grandma, so you don't want to show up to the hospital to see what happened. But your dad, he goes to the hospital and he makes you come along with him.
Oh yeah.
Now, he tells you to go home by the end of the day because it's getting late and he'll just accompany your grandma. So you go to her estate, right? And what the mayor of this town is trying to do is he's trying to evict your grandma out of her home, but it's like a giant home, because they're trying to build a dam,
Yeah,
right?
like the Ark thing.
What?
We were talking about dams breaking earlier. And Noah's Ark.
Yeah. Now, she didn't want to do that because she holds this crazy population of like silver mice. They poop the best coffee, okay?
They have the what? One more time.
They poop the best coffee.
The silver mice do.
But
Okay,
they're a little bit
I'll
old.
I'll run with that. Are
They
they
showed
like?
them those.
Are there three of them? Are
No.
they blind?
Yeah, you're thinking of the three blind mice.
Yes, I
But
am.
these mice have like another defect
We're
though.
like,
They're
we both mew so much that we're communicating like through text right now. Because there's no other
yeah.
way that I would have been able to finish your sentences and that you would have known I was talking about the three amigos who were blind and mice who pooped coffee.
But the thing about the thing about these mice though is that they're dying of stress.
Oh yeah. My phone is covered
Right?
in water. Good thing we can communicate telekinetically, because I will not be able to use this for a long time. You
No.
keep talking. My headphones are in. I'm just gonna go switch blankets real quick.
Okay. Now these mice, right, are ones that are dying of stress, okay? They only grow really well in one environment. If you move them, they start like there's too much stress on them and they actually die instead of just all their hairs turning white.
Yeah,
Now, what this
it's a map of the
now that's
world.
what this causes is right is she really doesn't want to move no matter what. But you, and this is kind of like your childhood house. Your mother, she actually came here and she stayed there until her hairs were white, which was about a week. And then she unfortunately died of cancer.
Oh, rest in peace. Put an F in the comments, everyone, if you made it this far.
Now,
Tell us if this is relatable. It is for me.
tell us if the trick-or-treating story was relatable.
Both
is for
them. It is for me because it happened to me. And also three other
Now,
people who were with me that night.
it does remind me of one time, right? When I went camping, right? And by going camping, it was more of like a school-funded thing. And we were going in yurts, and I had a top bunk.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm. But yeah, what happened that night was scary, okay? When I was in this yurt, right? We were sitting there, right? And, we were all just talking about life, how we would all get no woman.
Hey, everyone in the comments, if you made it this far, tell us if getting no women is relatable, because I know it is to me.
And it happened to me, so. Now, what these guys are doing, right,
And also
is
three other people who were blind mice pooping coffee.
they weren't blind. They were sober.
They were
And
blinded by their power to poop coffee.
they were blinded by the sun.
Oh.
Do you know that the reason football players paint their face black is because
It's because they're racist, but also.
they're racist. But also it's to ward off trick-or-treaters. Here's why. You wanna take this one?
I think I've already said enough controversial stuff this episode. I think I'll leave that one to you.
We've gone way over an hour.
I know. That's why
Almost
I'm
10
not taking
minutes.
this one. I think I care about offending people. No. I just know that Noah's gonna fall asleep soon. Or turn into the Joker. Is the full moon out?
No, it's not. It's today's when the moon it's black.
Oh wait. I forgot the moon looked like this today.
What?
The moon looked just like that today.
It
I
didn't
was
look
like,
like that for me.
well, No, it looked like that for me. Maybe you were on the other side of it. So it looked like this probably for you. Or maybe
It looked a little like I can't curve my
like
finger really well.
like that.
Like that kind of.
Well, to me it looked like
You can only see a little sliver.
a giant C. And I took that to mean that it was a special day for me because any day that the first letter of my name is in the sky, I assign on the calendar as National Cooper Day. So, hey,
Where
everyone
people
in the
visit.
comments, tell me if this is relatable. When the moon has your letter on it, do you also make it a national day for you? Because I sure know this is relatable for me because it happened to me today, along with one other person I can think of off the top of my head.
Who?
Carson.
Oh,
Yeah. See, it's a telekinetic.
also
thinking-
Mr. Caldron.
My phone still has water on it. I forgot to wipe that off. No, his name starts with
Also
an M.
Mr. No.
You know how the moon has a waxing and a waning phase?
Yeah.
I think it should have a looking and a maxing phase instead.
You have a good point.
The full
It
moon.
would help straighten it out. You know that actually, on the topic of red being the color of mean, when I was in Nevada, yeah,
This is the last story. I'm not gonna let you keep doing this. You're so tired. I don't even know what you're about to say.
no, you do, because we're communicating through text.
My bad.
But I was in Nevada, right? And every once in a while, my sister would do this thing where she would be like, red light, stop, stop, to my dad, right? And we would be like a mile away from a red light.
And we'd be off-roading, so it didn't make any sense.
Right? So I taught her to say that really often. So now when we got to the city,
For those who don't, did you say this name? For those who don't know, CC is just parrot.
exactly right. So I taught her to do that a bunch every single time she saw a red light. So now when we got to the city, right? Whenever there was any red light at all, the first thing she would do is scream at the top of her lungs, "Red light, stop! Red light means stop! Red light means stop!" Right? To try to get my dad to
Tell
recognize.
us if this is relatable. Do red lights mean to stop where you live? Because I sure know that red lights where I live mean that I should stop. And that's what I do. This happened to me today when I was driving and their light was red.
You know that if you're traveling at approximately like way faster than the speed of light, you can actually green shift light so much that red lights look green.
I actually did know that. So you aren't as
How?
smart as you think you are.
Here's why you aren't as smart as you think you are. But anyways, right, it ended up getting really annoying because you did this every single red light, and we couldn't roll down our windows or else the people outside would think we're lunatics.
So that happened.
And after that, we kicked my parrot out and let it fly away.
And it died in the Nevada desert because there was no rain. It went to Vegas and started gambling and said, "Red, red." It was at the blackjack table. It actually won $1 million. And the moral of the story is don't give up on the people in your life because they might give up on you. Because you
Oh,
didn't see any of that money.
I didn't, that's true. But I can't see it all, so. Well, Cooper, I think that we've discussed a lot. And I honestly think that this does bring me to a game. I think we've discussed a lot. We've conveyed a lot of information. We started with Michael Phillips, the soybean propaganda, the liberal agenda, Trump singing the Bling Bang Born song.
I'm not sure I remember that one. We've been going for a long time, I guess.
I don't think we covered anything else. But I think that's where we're gonna have to end this one off.
I think so too. Well, you want to
Stay
do the
tuned
outro?
for-
You can do the outro as long as you say the podcast name one more time, since I'm not sure they caught it the first time we said it.
What was it?
It's the Feta-Zeta Male Podcast. Go on, do an outro.
Yeah. Of course. Well, everybody, that was the Feta-Zeta Male Podcast. Stay tuned for our next episode in 2038, where we're going to be discussing more about Halloween and why Hal has a big ween. Cut it.
We
I
are
was
not
gonna say
talking about Halloween again. I just got a message. I got a letter in the mail from good old Crooked Jack. And he told me that he was suing me for defamation of character. And I said the episode won't release yet because we're recording it in 2030, which is... I just realized that there's not actually there's not a year on my home screen.
Which is a day from now. It's tomorrow.
What?
2030.
Oh yeah, 2030 is in one day. So, I don't know, but we can't talk about Halloween again. This was the Halloween special, though, for those of you who weren't aware.
Alright then. You want to do the outro?
In May. Do I want to do the outro? Oh, I could.
Go.
Well, everyone, thank you for tuning in to episode 1 of the Feta-Zeta Male Podcast. We hope you enjoyed this special once-in-a-lifetime Halloween edition where we talked about our spookiest Halloween stories and liberals. We enjoyed having you. We hope you'll join us again in the future. Oh no! It's Crooked Jack! We gotta get going.
I think
You
I think my display has been bugged this whole time.
Good thing I recorded it. Wave bye
No,
bye now.
look. It's stuck on this one frame. This is working fine, but it's stuck on one frame of your face.
Oh wow. That
Here,
was
let's see if
that
I-
was when you crashed. That's what it is.
You sure?
Yeah, that's when I was singing. Sorry guys, the storm's picking up a lot. I think I'm gonna end it right here.